Good morning, YouTube. Welcome back. We're at our second camp out of the year. So exciting. If you're new here, my name is Sam. I am a major horse girly and I want to get really good at horse camping, and I want to make videos about all the campgrounds and trails that I do to help out other horse girlies in California, kind of see what's out there and get over the scare of going camping, because it is scary. So today we are at Loafer Creek Campground in Oroville, California, which is in Northern California. It's on Lake Oroville and it's gorgeous. It's April right now. It's probably like mid-April. Temperatures in the 60s, maybe the 50s with a bit of a chill, overcast, but that's great when you're camping. Behind us this week we have Nova, my newest horse, and she is fabulous. We're not riding today because we're on mom duty, so I figured I'd take you around the campground and show you the facilities. A bit of information about Lake Oroville. There are 15 campsites. It's very beginner friendly. It's got showers, bathrooms, brown pen, wash bay, 17 and a half miles worth of trails that do connect into other trails. So I'm going to go ahead and take you around the campground. This vantage point here gives you a pretty good idea of what it's like. There's plenty of space to bring your rig in, and then if you are, let's say on Campground 8, you just park along these posts, and this is kind of where you park. You can set up, there's the bathroom, and then there we have the wash rack and the round pen. The layout of this campground, you'll have interior camp spots and then the exterior camp spots, and they cost the same to rent. I think next time I will be definitely renting an exterior camp spot. It's just a little bit more quiet. And also, as you can tell, this campground is on a hill. So I will do my best to identify the flattest spot in case that's something that concerns you. A sample of a spigot. And then this is where you would dump your manure and your trash. They also have a bucket that you can use to put into the trailer for manure. This is what the showers look like. Typical bathroom. Ooh.
We're just going to go to the beach.
So this is the actual Lake Oroville. The kids and I are just hanging out on the beach, and we're riding the e-bike around. There's lots of e-bike friendly trails. We rode to the dam, turned around, then came to the lake. And there's still so much more exploring to do, but that's what we've done so far. So I don't know if you have one or if you're interested, but it is good to know that from the horse campground you can do some e-biking. But the e-bike trails and the horse trails are different. And those are my updates for today. I will circle around with you guys tomorrow when we're out on the trail. Okay, so it's the next day, currently raining, and I'm just waiting for a break in the rain, and then I'll get some video of the trail. It might be a shorter trail, but at least you'll get a concept of what it's like out here.
Valley for the winter, and so those were all solid horses. So I would just help her ride those horses in the winter time. It's not walk-offable. You don't even know what is appropriate either. Will become hers, and then she'll have 6 horses. It's cool.
Tarzan!
Down for a little derby. It was like seriously always wet.
Hello. Okay, so it is the following day. I'm now back at home. I ended up leaving a day early just because my tent was water resistant and not waterproof. And the kids, the weather wasn't what I wanted it to be, but that's okay. I did get that trail ride in, and I just kind of have some final thoughts about the campground and things that I want to share. First off, let's talk about the trails. They were immaculate. They were beautifully groomed. You can tell that they're constantly working on the underbrush, and they have signs if they're going to be doing construction. Like there was signs saying that, hey, we may have vehicles in this area, just be aware of it. They weren't working at the time, but I mean, that's good to know if you're there on a Wednesday. And so yesterday I did the Roy Rogers Loop and Permit Equilab. It was 6 miles and it was so pretty. It was, just a gradual up and down, really nice footing because the mare I was riding does require boots. And I didn't need them because it was just nice trail. We had some water crossings. There were some bridges. You did have to cross the road, but it was like, just a quick little crossing, and there's stop signs on all the sides. So if people are going through the campground or to the lake or whatever, they do have to stop. And it's like, I think it's like a 15 mile per hour zone, maybe 25 mile per hour, but I'm pretty sure it's 15. So everything's pretty slow and you just cross when it's good and safe. It's just really nice. Access to the trails from the campground, there were 3 access points. So you could access, I think at like campsite 5, it was just right there at the campsite. And then campsite 15 or 14, you could access right there. And right as you drive into the camp, you can see another trail access point. In the trails you can access is the Roy Rogers and the Loafer Creek Loop. In the note section of this video to put all the links to the campground and maps that I can find. I will say the maps that they give you when you come in don't do the trails any justice. I mean, they're loops, so whatever. They're also not on all trails, which I also thought was interesting. So if you're an all trails guru and you do this, I recommend that you publicly post it so other equestrians can see it. I probably need to start doing that in hindsight. The signage on the trails, that was really clear. The trails were hikers and equestrian only. If it was a multi-purpose, little stretch or cross section, it would be very clearly marked so you knew that there's a potential for e-bikes or dogs or whatever. Every time I come across dogs or e-bikes on a trail, it's never really an issue. I think it could be scary if there was a blind corner, but in my personal experience on the trails that I do in my area, usually people riding, not e-bikes, but mountain bikes. I don't really have a lot of experience with e-bike people, but they see the horses and they're like, hey, I can stop. You say hi, and then you cross ways. A couple other notes. The dogs are okay at the campground, but they're not okay on the equestrian trails. So if you do bring a dog, you make sure that you have somewhere to put it if you go out and ride. Other final thoughts, I told you guys that I would identify the flattest site, and that is site 13. Also, the site I had, when you first enter, I think it's like, 1, 2, 3, 4. Since it's right at the entrance, those are pretty flat. You might need to level out a little bit, but they're not too bad. As you go up the hill, they get a little bit worse. So site 13 is the most flat if you need a flat site for maybe your trailer or your living quarters or whatever it is that you're coming in on. Site 12, if you're bringing 2 rigs, let's say you have a camper and then you're bringing a horse trailer, or you and a friend are sharing a campsite, site 12 has a really great roundabout. So you guys can park in front of each other and then pull right out. Again, the interior sites, they're fine. I think if you're, camping with a group of friends, it'd be really nice because all those little spots are right next to each other. But if you want a little bit more privacy and you're going on your own, definitely book the exterior sites because you have trees and a little, privacy section, where I just felt like my site was right next to the bathroom and the round pen. So I liked it, but I did get to talk to everybody all the time. I will definitely be going back. I really enjoyed that campground. I think that the state park did a really good job of maintaining it and that they're constantly upkeeping everything. The showers typically require tokens, and you can buy tokens at their little token machine. When I was there, the token machine was broken, so the showers were free. I don't know if that's going to continue or if that was just something the time that I went there. I didn't use the showers, but some of the girls that were there said the showers didn't have a lot of water pressure, but I mean, if you're stinky, you're probably going to use them anyways. The bathrooms were nice. There wasn't any soap, but somebody had put hand soap in there, so that wasn't a big issue. I was using dish soap to wash my hands, and now my hands are super dry, so there's that. Yeah, I would say that this is a very beginner-friendly trail campground, and I can't recommend it more. So thank you guys for checking this video out. I'm really grateful.